Hi, I'm Jerry Thompson, co-founder and chief executive officer at NRG. Thanks for joining us today. My family has seen a number of windows of opportunities over the year. I'd like to tell you about one that began over 100 years ago when my grandfather was a small boy growing up in Oak Cliff, a small town across the Trinity River from Dallas, Texas. His next door neighbor ran an ice plant, and every summer he had the opportunity to work there. Too small to lift the ice, he started in the stables, cleaning and feeding the horses that pulled the ice wagons. But over the years, he grew strong enough and began delivering the ice into homes for the ice boxes. After graduating from the University of Texas, he returned to Dallas and entered the only business he knew, the ice business. With his past experience and college degree, he soon became president of the company. One day, an ice house manager named Uncle Johnny Green approached my grandfather and said, "Jody, customers are asking if we'd sell them groceries. We're located in their neighborhoods and have longer hours than the grocery stores. We could keep the perishable items cold in the ice house and put the canned goods and bread and other items outside on the dock." My grandfather liked the idea. He saw a window of opportunity and gave him money to buy some groceries. A year later, Uncle Johnny Green came back and said, "Here's your original investment, and here are your profits." They both smiled and decided to put groceries in all of the ice houses. And that was the beginning of the convenience store industry. In the late 1940s, my grandfather owned 3 ice companies in Dallas, and there were 3 local newspapers. Every time he wanted to place an ad, he had to run 9 ads, 1 for each company and 1 for each paper. It was cumbersome and expensive. He needed one name. So he approached a local advertising firm and explained his problem. He said that his ice stores were open every day of the year except Christmas, from 7 in the morning until 11 o'clock at night. The advertising firm told my grandfather that they would call him back as soon as they had an idea. The phone rang the next morning. They told him this was the easiest assignment they had ever been given, and that he should name his ice stores 7-Eleven. While our family is no longer involved, today there are over 60,000 7-Eleven stores. More than any other retailing concept in the world, more than McDonald's, Starbucks, or Subways. Worldwide revenues are now approaching $100 billion. And it all started in a small ice house in Oak Cliff, Texas. I grew up working in the 7-Eleven stores, and I always knew I wanted to go into business on my own. I just didn't know when the opportunity would arise. My first company was Caprock Communications. I saw a window of opportunity with new fiber optic technology that would dramatically lower the cost of long-distance calls. We built a massive fiber network across the Southwest, and then the internet appeared from nowhere with an almost insatiable appetite for bandwidth. We were in the right place at the right time. We sold Caprock, and in the summer of 2005, I submitted an application to become a retail electricity provider in Texas. Deregulation had begun 3 years earlier, and it was another window of opportunity. By the end of the year, we'd received all of our green lights and regulatory approvals. By spring, we were ready to test our first generation back office systems. My parents became our first customer, and everything worked. It was time to start gathering customers. We wanted to acquire customers at a low cost that would pay their bills and stay loyal. One of our guys suggested direct sales. He said if I was interested in that direct sales model, I should meet Chris Chambliss.
I'm Chris Chambliss, co-founder and chief marketing officer at NRG. Like Jerry, I too have been the beneficiary of incredible timing. In fact, my very first job out of college placed me at the forefront of one of the most exciting transformations in history, the deregulation of the telecommunications industry. In 1994, I took a job at a small startup long-distance company in Dallas, Texas, working for 2 founders who were convinced that their company could put AT&T out of business. To say I was skeptical is probably an understatement, but the company had a unique sales approach, and they were growing fast, and there were opportunities for advancement. So I stayed there. And what happened over the next 10 years was an epic American success story of record-breaking revenue and customer growth. A few short years later, that little startup had enrolled over 6 million long-distance customers and became the 4th largest long-distance provider in North America. all without spending a single dollar on advertising. And that was our secret. Instead of spending millions of dollars with big media companies on expensive television commercials and outdoor billboards, we shared our profits in the form of commissions with a network of independent entrepreneurs who were determined to improve their own financial future and were excited to help their friends and family save money. All the technology and content we take for granted today, mobile devices, wireless internet, online music and movies, social media, they all exist as a result of the telecom breakup. Billions of dollars moved from old monopolies to innovative providers like the one I worked for. Consumers saved millions and enjoyed better service, and ordinary people from all over America earned thousands by participating in the process. I understand the opportunity presented by an industry that's deregulating, and I knew energy was even bigger than telecom. So when Jerry called me to discuss his idea to sell electricity with a similar model, I got very excited. I knew electricity would be a perfect fit. People use it every day without even thinking about it. It's already part of their monthly budget. So we met on a Friday at a Potbelly's sandwich shop to discuss the opportunity and to get to know one another. I liked Jerry immediately, and I gave him a few things to think about over the weekend. The next day, we were in front of a whiteboard in a conference room he had borrowed from his brother's company, and we began thinking about and outlining what kind of company we wanted to build.
Chris and I wanted to build something we would be proud of. We knew that every time a consultant would approach someone about becoming an Ambit customer or consultant, they would be putting their reputation on the line, and they would be trusting that Ambit would get it right and would deliver as promised not some of the time, but all of the time. And we wanted to be worthy of their trust. We wanted to make them proud of their association with Ambit. So our first decision was to build the finest and most respected retail energy provider in America. And that was a big statement for a small startup company with only a couple of customers. But it made every decision since that much easier. We moved into our 100-year-old warehouse space in the west end of downtown Dallas. Everyone sits in the open. We have no offices. We handed out $19 fold-up tables from Walmart to everybody. They're cheap and they're not really attractive. And we were told that people would assume that we had no money and they'd be afraid to join us. We responded that we were going to invest our money in great people and outstanding systems, not in fancy offices or elegant furniture. The smart people would understand that and don't worry about anyone else. 11 years later, our executive team still sits at those $19 tables. Based on our previous telecom experiences, Chris and I knew that operationally we would be a data processing company. Companies in the telecom boom with solid back office systems and processes thrived and prospered. Those lacking good systems capsized and sank when they were hit by that data tidal wave. We would ultimately succeed or fail depending on the quality of our systems. John Burke, our CIO, searched but couldn't find any off-the-shelf systems that met our standards. So we rolled up our sleeves and decided to build our own. We decided to be unconventional. The pros in the industry snickered. They thought we were crazy. No one builds their own systems. We heard it and we ignored it. We didn't want to be like everyone else and have the same results as everyone else. In fact, we didn't even want to think like everyone else. We didn't hire anyone from the electricity industry for over 4 years. Any information we needed, we Googled to find. Startups never have enough time or capital to build perfect systems. We know that what got us here to where we are today won't be strong enough to take us where we want to go. So our IT philosophy has always been, never let good enough be good enough. And with that attitude, today our patented systems are the operational qualitative difference between us and all of our competitors.
After spending almost a year getting our foundation in place, Jerry and I started Ambit's sales channel the exact same way a new consultant joining Ambit today would. We made a list of 10 people we knew who might want to join us in our efforts to take advantage of the opportunity we saw out there. 6 of them told us no, and of the 4 people who said yes, only 2 really went to work. So what started with 2 people and a pretty humbling dose of rejection has become one of the fastest growing companies in history. Today, Ambit has over 1.2 million customers and over $1 billion in annual revenue. We've been named by Inc. magazine as the fastest growing private company in America. The industry publication Direct Selling News consistently ranks Ambit among the top 15 direct selling companies in the world and the largest direct seller of retail energy. We've been listed in the top 100 places to work in Dallas for 6 of the last 7 years, and every year we are consistently ranked at or near the top in customer satisfaction by J.D. Power. In short, it's working. Ambit Energy is doing things that no other company in the energy industry is doing. With the help of an outstanding corporate team and thousands of excited independent entrepreneurs who've joined us to create their own path to financial freedom, the vision Jerry and I had in the beginning is becoming a reality.
Our goals today are the same as they were when Chris and I wrote them on a whiteboard at the very beginning. We strive every day to be the finest and most respected retail energy provider in the industry. We want every customer and independent consultant to be proud of their association with Ambit, and we're determined to never sacrifice integrity for growth.
We hope you've enjoyed hearing about the Ambit story and that you'll join our growing team of entrepreneurs. We understand what it takes to help leaders build successful organizations, and we look forward to working with you here in Japan. Please.
Hello, this is Executive Consultant Doug Parker, and today we're going to be talking about the Ambit Energy opportunity, and specifically as it applies to Japan. How many people do you know that use electricity? Well, all of them, obviously. But in addition to that, all the people that you don't know also use electricity. Deregulation, or the liberalization of the energy market, has opened the door for this opportunity. There are currently 84 million potential customers in Japan with an annual revenue of 8.1 trillion yen. How energy deregulation works? Well, it's generated at the power plants, things like nuclear, solar, and wind. Then it's delivered down the power lines to the meters on the outside of the house. Those are maintained by companies like TEPCO. And then there's the energy retailer. That's companies such as Ambit Energy. So the only thing that changes for the customer literally is that they get a bill from us instead of it being a bill from companies like TEPCO. So let's talk a little bit about the company today. Our company is Ambit Energy. The industry that we're in is energy deregulation, which specifically is electricity and natural gas. Our company was founded in 2006, and our headquarters are located in Dallas, Texas, and Osaka, Japan. Our founders are Jerry Thompson Jr. and Chris Chambliss, and Chris is the president of Ambit Japan. He also lives in Osaka. In 2016, the annual sales were $1.2 billion US dollars, and we were also recognized as one of the top sellers of energy in the world. Matter of fact, we are the number one in the world by the Direct Selling News, and we're recognized consistently in the top 20 in their top 100 rankings. We were also recognized by Inc. magazine as the fastest growing privately held company in America. We have a hassle-free transition whenever customers were to come over from an incumbent provider. If for any reason that the customer were to have a loss of power during the transition, Ambit will pay the first month's bill for that new customer. And we have a guaranteed savings plan where Ambit guarantees in writing that our prices will be less expensive than the incumbent. We make recommendations every single day, whether it's Twitter, Facebook, Line. These are companies that we've made billion-dollar companies all by the word-of-mouth referral. The problem is we never get paid for those recommendations. For a small investment, one time of 10,000 yen, and it's one time with no annual renewal, and then a monthly 2,500 yen for a personal business building system, you can become an Ambit consultant in Japan. The great news is that for that 2,500 yen per month, that's your only overhead for operating your business, and it gives you a suite of business building software that's an online back office as well as a suite of websites. And you can track all your customers, you can track all your consultants, all your commissions, and all of the activities that are going on within your business. The income opportunity. We do two simple things. We gather a handful of loyal customers, people that we know, love, and trust, and we help others do the same thing. So gather customers. Let's talk about that for just a moment. So you've got you here on the left side of the screen, and you go out and you gather 3 customers. One of those could be yourself, and then 2 others, maybe your neighbor, maybe your mother, brother, something along those lines. And when you've gathered those 3 customers, you get paid a jumpstart bonus of 5,000 yen. In addition to that, if you go out and you gather 5 more customers for a total of 8, then you would have a total compensation of 10,000 yen, but it's an additional 5,000 yen for that Jumpstart 2 bonus. And then you've basically earned your investment back. So then you help others do the exact same thing. So you're a new consultant, and you personally sponsor a consultant, bring them into the business, and they go get their 3 customers. They get a 5,000 yen bonus, and you get a matching team builder bonus, all for just helping them gather a handful of customers. Now let's talk about getting promoted. We've got a very simple system where we help others gather a handful of customers as well, and the promotion system is called 5-2-6. When you hit 5-2-6, you get promoted to regional consultant. Now here's how that works. You have 5 personal customers, 2 personally sponsored consultants, and a total of 6 consultants on your team. Build more teams, and you'll make additional money. So at regional consultant, you get an additional override of 2,500 yen. So let's tell you how that works. You go out and personally sponsor a consultant. They get their 3 customers, and they get the 5,000 yen jumpstart bonus. You get a matching team builder bonus of 5,000 yen. But you also get the 2,500 yen regional consultant leadership bonus for a total of 7,500 yen. Now, the person that you personally sponsored goes out and they sponsor someone. They bring them in the business, they get their 3 customers, and they get 5,000 yen. And as it continues on, you get a 2,500 matching yen bonus. But here's where the power of leverage truly sets in. As you can see, as they continue to sponsor and they continue to get their 5,000 yen bonuses, you also get a matching bonus of 2,500 yen for leadership, but it's to unlimited levels, to infinity. And that's one of the true strengths of our compensation plan. When you get promoted to senior consultant, there's an additional 4,000 yen that's paid out. At executive consultant, there's an additional 4,000 yen as well. And at national consultant, an additional 1,500 yen. So if you personally sponsor someone at each one of those levels, if you look right below where it says you, 7,500 yen for regional consultants, 11,500 yen for senior consultants, 15,500 yen for executive consultants, and 17,000 yen for national consultants when they personally sponsor someone and help them get their first 3 customers. Long-term income. Ambit pays you each time a customer pays their bill. And how often do they pay their bill? Month after month after month after month. Obviously, the bigger your team gets and the more customers that you gather, the more that you'll get paid on. And your results will be based upon your individual efforts and your ability to build a team and help them accomplish their goals. So let's talk a little bit about the long-term income. At Ambit, we pay on 7 levels of compensation. So if you look at the matrix that's displayed here, you'll see that you go out and in this example, you get 20 total customers for yourself. On your first level, you get 3 consultants that each get 3 customers, which equals a total of 9 customers. So if you follow the matrix down to 7 levels, on your 7th level, if each one of those consultants get 3 consultants and then each one of those get 3 customers, you just kind of follow it down and it's a total of 3,279 consultants and 9,857 customers. Now, that's not necessarily overnight, that's over time. And the one thing about this business you want to make sure that you do is that you always do a little bit. It's not that you're doing a lot at any one particular time, but you keep consistently, persistently working on the business. And it may take you 4, 5, 6, 7 people to find 3 that will actually go out and get 3. But again, in this example, we're going to show 3 people that go out and get 3 consultants and 3 customers each. Now, Ambit pays on banding. So we're going to show this example to be conservative on a band 1. Ambit pays out from band 1 to band 3 in Japan. So on your 20 customers, Ambit will pay out 5 yen per month per bill on a band 1 usage. Obviously, if they use a little bit more, then you'll get paid a little bit more. On level 1, it's 5 yen as well. On level 2, it's 10 yen. Level 3, it's 10 yen. On level 4, it's 20 yen. On level 5, it's 30 yen. On level 6, it's 50 yen. And then on level 7, it's 100 yen per month per bill for every single customer that is in the system that's using band 1 usage or above and that are paying their bills on time. And then there's the monthly customer residual. And when you start adding that up and you multiply it, you look and see, on your personal sponsored customers that you've brought in at 5 yen, that's 100 yen. You can't do a whole lot with that. But as it continues to go deeper in the compensation plan, you actually get paid more per customer, as well as getting paid more because there are more customers. So when you go down to the very last level, level 7, and you add all those up, on a monthly basis, it's 793,405 yen per month, month after month after month, without doing any new work. And the analogies that I often like to use, it's kind of like being a musician or maybe being an author of a book, where you do work one time, but you get paid on it over and over and over and over again, month after month after month, for the work that you did that one time. And these customers can potentially be your customers for 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 years even, a lifetime, because these are people that we know, love, and trust, and they're likely to stay with us for a very long time. That's one of the true strengths of Ambit Energy. And while this is a big number, even if it were half of that, that would make a significant difference in most people's lives. Even if it was 1/4 of that, and it was only 200,000 yen, that could make a huge difference in people's lives. I know there are a lot of people out there that are single mothers. There's people that are working 2 and 3 jobs just trying to make ends meet. And if they had even an extra 100,000 yen coming in per month, it could really make a difference in their families' lives. Now, the power of a few yen. I often say that when I saw the equivalent slide of this in the U.S., that I really wasn't that impressed with it. And, when I saw 25 yen, 50 yen, 75 yen, and 100 yen, I just thought, I want the 5,000 yen. I want the big dollars. But the reality is over time, as more and more people get put into the business and more customers come on and you get promoted, this compensation slide actually can become very significant. And the reason for it is when you get promoted to regional consultant, you get paid an additional 25 yen per month per customer, but it's for unlimited depth again. So this one can really add up over time. At senior consultant, it's up to 50 yen. At executive consultant, up to 75 yen. And at national consultant, up to 100 yen. Now, I'm going to go back a couple slides real quick and just show you this. When you look at level 7 and you add all those levels up, you've got 3,279 consultants there, and 9,857 customers. Well, when you get down to level 8, do you think there's more or less customers? Level 9, level 10, level 20, 30, 40, 50. There are people in our business that have up to 60 and more levels in their business. Now, the significance of that is while the 7 levels on the customer residual income stops at 7 levels, on this slide, it does not stop. So imagine if you had 10,000 customers in your regional consultant code. That's an extra 2,500 yen per month. At senior consultant or executive or national, you can do the math. And there are people that have tens of thousands of customers. So this slide, again, can become very, very significant over time. So why Ambit? What is your financial dream? I mean, obviously, everybody would like to make additional income. Maybe it's to eliminate debt. Maybe it's for college tuition. Maybe it's to supplement a pension or spend time with the family. Maybe it's travel and fun. You have to make that decision. So my recommendation would be to get moving, make your why a reality, join Ambit Energy today, and become your own first customer. Take control of your financial future. My name is again Doug Parker. I'm an executive consultant with Ambit Energy, and I look forward to working with you in the future. Thanks. Have a great day and be ambitious.